guys want to see one of our students? All right. She is an amazing human and so freaking funny. And she also, just by the way, she's a mother of 2 here in Glenview. And she also trains dogs, which is more patience than even a mother has. Also, she is an amazing next door neighbor. It's me. Please help me welcome Nicole Stewart.
Well, you guys, I think I won the lottery. That was like the lottery to get up here. I would prefer the other lottery, but I'll take tonight. This is great. Oh, goodness. Well, this is exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking to follow my teacher over there. Thanks a lot. He said he was going to soften the blow, but he didn't. But anyway, let's see. I am a mother of 2. I have a high schooler and a middle schooler. That's scary enough as it is. I'm a little bit of an older parent. I guess I didn't really know I was an older parent. Well, I did, because when I had my first child, they basically called me of advanced maternal age. And by the time I was in my second, they didn't give a shit anymore. They just called me a geriatric pregnancy. Ouch, you guys. And then I really knew I was on the older side of parents. It's like that first day of preschool. And I go in and it's an orientation. And I walk in and there's like a group of parents over here that look sort of over 40. And then there's some over here that look over 30. And then there was like some 20-year-olds in the corner that looked a little bit scared. And I just kind of like moved over to my area, made a friend, and I was like, so, what's happening here? Are we gonna rumble? And she was like, no, but now you know you're on the right side of the room because you just used the word rumble. So even though I'm an older parent, my husband and I, we do have date nights, like, you know, nights of streaming all kinds of shows, maybe a glass of wine or 2, waiting for a call to, you know, be the Uber for my kids. I did, you know, just because all we're doing is sitting on the couch or watching TV doesn't mean you don't learn something from your husband, right? And I learned, so you guys know like that whole trilogy, which has gone south now, but Yellowstone, 1923, 1883, you guys know that? Yeah, well, Yellowstone, it's all a very like intense, take no bullshit kind of society, right? It's like there's always somebody running into some door that's the reason they go back and forth like this, so that you can go in and shoot someone because you're unhappy with what they do. And all of a sudden, I realized that every time someone would come in and pull their gun, my husband on the other side would be like, street justice. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's so you learn something new every day, so that's good. Now, to be honest, we don't just sit home and stream, okay? We do go out on dates. We used to go out on a lot of date nights, and then it sort of stopped because of this one time. I'm gonna tell you about it. So, we're driving along on Harms Road, for anyone who's familiar with the area, and we're driving along Harms Road, and you know, there's like crosswalks, and as we're coming along, there's like a bunch of middle school bikers kind of coming, and I figure they're gonna cross the street, we're moving forward, and they're gonna cross behind us. That's what we figure is gonna happen, right? And so we're driving along, and as we get through the crosswalk, on our windshield, splat! And you know, in the Matrix, when everything slows down and you're like, no, it's dodging bullets, what's happening? Well, life slowed down for a minute, and all I hear is my husband go, it's cheese. And I was like, what? And I look over and his seat is empty, and the door is open, and I look up at the windshield and I was like, oh, it's cheese. It is a slice of American cheese. Now, I think you guys know that American cheese is not cheese. It is actually cheese product. Look on the package. And it warmed up in some middle schooler's grimy little hand. and flung onto a windshield. It has some serious sticking power. Now, had this been, say, a sharp cheese, it would have just bounced off, left a little grease mark, and we would have been on our way, and I would have already been at dinner. So, as I finally figure out what's happened, time goes back to normal. I look again, the seat is still empty, the door is open, and I look behind me, and my husband, like Usain Bolt, going for the gold, is chasing after one of the kids with the bike. And I look behind me again, and he has caught the kid by his bike seat, like an episode of Cops. And at this point, I'm like, should I be appalled or should I be turned on? Because this man of mine, who has maybe worked out 5 times since COVID, has just caught a middle schooler on his bike. So I realize that I have to do something because it is getting out of hand and people are pointing. So I get out of the car, I walk over, and he has taken this kid's phone. Now, mind you, the kid has no friends. They are all gone. Because apparently in the cheese throwing business, it's like the CIA. If you get caught, nobody's coming to get you. So he's shaking, and my husband has taken his phone out of the holder for hands-free cheese throwing? I'm not sure. And he's holding it, and he goes, call 911, call 911. And I'm like, you're holding the phone. Call 911, call 911. And I was like, and say what? My husband caught the cheese thrower. He's caught him on his bike, and now he's a middle schooler. He's holding this middle schooler's bike. Is that really what I'm gonna say? So, it's my date night though, guys. And I'm not happy about this, but I have to put on full mom mode now for everyone in the picture. So I look at my husband and I was like, you, get to the car. And he's like, no, this kid just, get to the car. People are staring. And then he's giving me the phone because he didn't take it with him. So I'm holding the phone and I look at this kid and I'm like, what were you thinking? What are you doing? What were you doing? Why were you, what happened to eggs? Why don't people throw eggs? And he was like, I don't know, they're expensive now. Fair point. So I realized what I probably should have done is called his mother from his phone. But it was my date night and I just really wanted to go eat. So I gave him his phone back and I was like, you go. Fast as your little bike can carry you, you go. And then I walked back to the car and I sit quietly in the car. My husband is steaming still. And I look at him and I go, so you run now? And he doesn't even look at me, he just stares straight forward and he goes, street justice. Thank you.